Hi everyone, welcome back to Black Cat Kitchen. I'm Daniela and today we're making soft pretzels. You know what pretzels are. Let's jump into the recipe.
You'll find a list of ingredients and measurements in the description below. To a large bowl, add 360 milliliters of warm water, just above body temperature, and 7 grams of active dry yeast. We're going to give that a little whisk and then let it sit for a few minutes so the yeast can start to activate. After a few minutes, add in 13 grams of brown sugar, 14 grams of butter that's been melted and cooled, and 7 grams of salt. Whisk that all together. We're adding in about 460 to 500 grams of bread flour. Add in your flour a third at a time. I start with a whisk, then move over to a wooden spoon once it becomes too hard to stir. You'll know the dough has enough flour and is ready to knead when you poke it and it starts to bounce back to you. Tip your dough out onto your work surface, or you could do this in a stand mixer, and just spend a few minutes kneading the dough. I like to make sure I have flour standing by in case it gets too sticky. You're going to push the top of the dough away from you and then pull it back on itself, repeatedly turning the dough in circles as you work. I also like to slap my dough down a little bit. It helps to really form those glutens. You want your dough to be a little bit tacky, but not sticky, and nice and smooth. It should still have a little bit of spring back when you poke it. We're going to pop it into a bowl and cover it up for about 10 minutes.
While the dough is resting, we're going to prepare our pot to boil our pretzels. Boiling the pretzels is what gives it its chewy texture in the middle and its beautiful golden crust. We're going to add 120 grams of baking soda to our boiling water. This is what gives the pretzel its signature taste. Now is a great time to preheat your oven, 200 degrees Celsius or 400 degrees Fahrenheit.
This recipe makes 12 pretzels, so we're going to take the dough out of the bowl and split it into 12 equalish pieces. You can weigh it if you want to be extra precise. I've dusted my hands with a little bit of flour and I'm going to roll out the dough into a long log. You're looking for about 18 to 20 inches. To form your pretzel, bring the ends of your logs up. Twist them together twice and then fold them back onto the center circular part of your pretzel. Press down slightly and voila! Now we're going to boil our formed pretzels for about 20 to 30 seconds. Place your pretzels on your baking trays that you've lined with parchment paper. You'll want to drain as much water off as possible, but remember they're delicate. And while they're still a little bit wet, sprinkle on a coarse, flaky sea salt. These are going into the oven for 12 to 15 minutes or until they're that gorgeous, characteristically dark brown pretzel color. Our cinnamon sugar pretzels aren't going to get any topping before they get baked. I've melted about 50 grams of butter. Into our bowl goes 100 grams of sugar and 8 grams of cinnamon. Stir it all together so it's ready to sprinkle on top of our pretzels once they're out of the oven. I like to give them a little twist in the oven halfway through baking, just to ensure an even bake. And here they are. While they're still hot, brush your sweet pretzels with melted butter, then generously sprinkle with our cinnamon sugar mix.
Once you've dusted your pretzels with your cinnamon sugar, just let them cool before peeling them off the parchment paper. This will allow the cinnamon sugar to stick a little bit better. The sweet pretzels are best eaten on the day you make them, but the salted pretzels last 2 to 3 days in an airtight container. Or you can freeze them and put them in the oven to reheat at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes. If you liked this video, please make sure to hit that like button and be sure to subscribe. And if you're hungry for more bread, check out my Montreal-style bagels. Let me know in the comments which you prefer, salty or sweet. See you in the next video.